Time for sport. What a night. James Vastness here. Been working very hard, sir, but looking good in spite of all of that. The Africa Cup of Nations. What's the story behind that smile?
The teams have been battling for the last spots left in the quarterfinals. Earlier on, Ivory Coast got the best of Mali with a 1-0 win, but Tunisia have just battled it through penalties. For more, let's cross straight over to Simon Harding, who's in Cairo. Simon, much more drama in this game tonight. Tunisia have finally made it through.
Yes, absolutely, James. It is a really interesting finish to the game because the match really came alive in the second half when Tunisia opened the score via a deflection, and then Ghana equalised with an own goal in the 92nd minute. And as you say, the Tunisian players so relieved after another dramatic penalty shootout. Ukebo missing for Ghana, their third penalty, and of course Tunisia slotting in all of their 5 spot kicks, which means that they now go through to the quarterfinals to set up a meeting with Madagascar. And it was a much improved performance by the Carthage Eagles, who had to improve after getting 3 draws in the group stages. They looked more alert in attack, they were more solid at the back, and of course it was only a Ghana own goal that proved to get past their defence in the game. But there will still be question marks on Alain Giresse, in particular the French manager, who changed his goalkeeper just before that penalty shootout. A winning choice, of course, for the Tunisians in the end. It's a heartbreak for Ghana, the Black Stars, who had reached the semi-finals of the competition every time since 2008. 6 times they were in the Final Four, so it's a brilliant series which comes to an end for Ghana. But the Black Stars were unable to score enough goals in the competition, and ultimately that was the difference against Tunisia today.
Sounds like there's a lot of celebrations going on behind you there. They're going to be up against the biggest outsiders of all, Madagascar. What can we expect to see on Thursday?
Well, to be honest, if you look at how Madagascar played and you look at how Tunisia played, then I'm pretty sure that the African minnows are going to be quite confident going into this quarter-final. Madagascar, who've got nothing to lose, they're playing in their first ever Africa Cup of Nations, and of course they've reached the knockout phases and the quarter-finals for the first time ever in their history. So the issue is that Madagascar have shown some really good attacking football. They've been vulnerable in defence, yes, but when they go forwards, they're playing as a team. They have unity, which Tunisia for the moment have lacked in large portions of their matches. So the task for Alain Giresse and the Tunisians will be really to boost their play together, to have better communication, and also when they go forwards to find more fluidity in their moves, because for the moment Tunisia could actually be going into that game as the underdogs, which of course before the tournament started would have been unheard of, unimaginable. But since the performances and the games that we've been watching are taken into account, Madagascar are by far the more impressive of the 2 teams. But it will be interesting to see 2 different styles going head to head, and it'll be a very interesting quarter-final.
All right, thank you, Simon. Simon covering all the games there for us in Egypt. To cycling now with the Tour de France, a yellow jersey for a Frenchman, the first one in 5 years. Julien Alaphilippe clinched the 3rd stage of the Tour de France as they crossed over from Belgium into France. 215 kilometres, the longest stage so far in the Tour, leaving from the town of Binche. The French rider made a late effort as he sped ahead on a sharp climb in the vineyards of the Champagne region, riding with a comfortable lead over most of the last 16 kilometres of the stage as the peloton continued to try to catch up with him. Alaphilippe ended up with 26 seconds ahead of the pack as he crossed the finishing line in Epernay. Saturday's winner, though, Mike Teunissen, couldn't quite keep up. In that final section, the Dutchman was lagging behind in those sharp hills, allowing one of the Tour's favourites to take the yellow jersey for the first time in his career, much to the delight of the French cycling fans watching him. Moving on to tennis now, with the round of 16 at Wimbledon, Roger Federer has made it through to the next round with a straight win over Italian Matteo Berrettini. Comfortable games also for Novak Djokovic and Roland Garros champion Rafa Nadal. Frenchman Benoit Paire, however, his journey ends here after he was beaten by Roberto Bautista Agut, pair who wasn't in the best of forms, struggling to serve at full capacity following an injury. Meanwhile, in the women's singles, Joanna Konta beat Petra Kvitova 4-6, 6-2, 6-4. Simona Halep has also made it through, while Serena Williams has reached her 14th Wimbledon quarter-final with a win over Carla Navarro. Plenty more to come in the quarter-finals in the days to come.
Williams leads 5-match Williams.
And on a last note, the two finalists from the Women's World Cup have left France. The Dutch team touched down in the Netherlands. They were greeted with an orange carpet and orange flowers at Schiphol Airport. This as they recovered from their 2-0 defeat against USA on Sunday. The world champions met with their fans as they were leaving France ahead of their flight back home. USA, a team that's continuously stood out among the others, 4 World Cup titles, a record. Let's take a listen to some of the players speaking ahead of that flight back home.
I thought our first half was really good, and we just knew in halftime we were like, the next level is there. We knew that they were getting a little tired and the game was getting them a little bit, so just knew that we had to come out and push in that second half.
A little tired, a little beat up, but it was great celebrating with our teammates and with our friends and families last night, so I'm just very happy in this moment.
I don't know that there's just one word to describe it. This has been a great tournament. It's been a journey that we've been on together as a group, and be able to come out and walk away with a gold medal is something special.
The US heading home there, a hero's welcome, Mark, that surely awaits them.
Heroes, heroines, I don't know, whatever. They won, that's the main thing. And I think they should get paid, not the same as men, but more. I think they're better.
Definite
I
conversation.
think they're far better.
Definitely.
Definitely. James Vassar with the sport, thank you very much indeed. Great to see you, sir.